Welcome to Speak On It, a well-based social media forum. The Florida Department of Health Peer Education for the Soul Partnership with Shop Talk Inc. presents Speak On It, a web-based series for youth and young adults that focus on the importance of building and maintaining healthy relationships, featuring an engaging panel, thought-provoking dialogue, insightful testimonies, a dynamic host, a live DJ, and of course, relevant conversations that address social norms and trending topics. This 3-part series will be pre-recorded before a live panel, and audience will feature street talk, interviews with local youth and young adults. Episodes that will be included are HIMsponsibility, Girl Tripping, 2 Can Play That Game, Couples Edition. So let's get into it. So fellas, I got a question, and I need a serious answer, all right? What is a healthy relationship to you? A matter of fact, what does one even look like to you?
Go ahead, my man.
I'll say a healthy relationship, I guess to me is, basically being able to have like differences with people, especially the person you're with, but understanding those differences, you know what I'm saying, and respecting those differences, and just showing the other person that, you're not going to bring them down for, something different they might view different, or something they might do different from you, and just making them feel like, hey, I accept you, and I'm here for you, support you no matter what.
That was deep, bro. That was very deep.
I think the underlying aspect of any relationship is respect. That's the first and foremost thing. If you don't have respect for your partner or yourself, then you have issues. And then followed by that is the trust, because with respect comes trust, and that's the key to pretty much any healthy relationship at that point. So.
I like y'all comment. But I think with a healthy relationship, I feel like you should meet on every aspect, not just the physical and the mental, but also the spiritual as well. Sometimes everybody connects differently, with me, I feel like I connected more on a spiritual level with a person than I did more physical, and after spiritual came, the mental came. Because if you can't meet me physically, you can't meet me mentally, I know you're not gonna meet me spiritually, so.
Yeah, that's true.
So let me ask you this question though. What do you feel like is the biggest misconception in dating in 2019?
2019.
I'd say biggest misconception in dating is you having to keep your relationship away from the public eye is the only way it's going to work. That's not true. It's really up to both people in a relationship. Some people hide their relationships and it's not even necessary, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they feel like people from the past or, just outside things might come in and, ruin that relationship, with things being said. Someone might take something the wrong way, but it's really about how, you respect your partner, the things you do when your partner's not there, the people you talk to, what you say to other people, and, just how you carry yourself out there in the world, not doing anything to jeopardize your relationship.
So you telling me that it's okay that I could put a heart eye or a heart over my girl's face to hide for social media, as long as y'all can just see the lower body of the part, right?
No. Complete opposite, man. Don't hide your relationships.
No.
Don't hide your relationships. It's not necessary. You shouldn't feel like you have to keep it out the public eye for it to be successful.
Followed by that, I think the biggest misconception is that everybody thinks everybody's cheating on one another. I think with social media blasting too, there seems to be people blasting things on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot about sexual exploitations and whatnot, and what your partner is doing or not doing, or how they're looking, and I don't think people are cheating as much as you might think, and I think there are honest, true relationships out there. You just gotta look in the right places for them, and oftentimes, if you stay away from the social media outlet that you have, you'll find those deep, meaningful connections that are out there.
Definitely.
It is true. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. One time I was on social media, man, and they were saying something about cheating, and I just automatically said, yeah, my girlfriend cheated. Yeah, she cheated. It just looked like, yeah, that's something she would do. She cheated.
The bad part is you start going down this rabbit hole where you start looking at pictures, you're like, oh, what? And then you start getting investigated. What's she doing here? What's she doing there? Or what's he doing there? And how many times are you accused of being a cheater yourself, you know, of this and that,
Yeah.
and it's all because, somebody liked a picture of you, or just somebody commented wrong, or you were up late at night liking pictures or something. You know, from personal experiences, yeah, you get accused of things all the time, and so, that I think that's only escalating right now in the society we have in 2019, so.
I also feel like I said, social media is being on social media or social media relationship actually is one of the biggest misconceptions of dating.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is just because everybody thinks that having that perfect social media relationship is where it's at.
Yeah.
But they don't know that a picture
Yeah.
speaks 1,000 words. You know,
Exactly.
you may see one of your favorite hottest celebrities in a relationship
Yeah.
and they smiling, iced out, they looking good, but you never know if he just got done beating her up or something like that. You just never know because a picture speaks 1,000 words.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You know, just to piggyback on what you were saying as far as the social media thing, I really do feel like social media has ruined relationships, you know, in this day and age. It's because you see so many different things. So everybody has their own opinion on, you know, if someone's doing this, they're cheating. If someone's not speaking to you about this, they're cheating. So social media itself has terrified everybody into, you know, not gonna say everybody, but a lot of people into not trusting in relationships that they're not even in yet. So I think the main thing to do is just stay away from social media when you're thinking about getting serious with someone, because you don't want something you see in a video or a picture or in a group message to be like, ooh, I'm starting to think like my partner might be doing that. And that just might, mess up a good thing.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And what I was going to say is, we always forget that social media is a natural filter for making your life look better than it really is. People just put a filter on what they look like, you know, with this person, that person, or the money they have or don't have, and they try to make themselves look better. And so everything's really fake a lot of times on social media. We forget that. So we look at these fake relationships and we go, I want to be that in that relationship. When in reality, man, a deep, meaningful connection you really want is not going to be built on this fake lies that you see on these social media posts. So.
I definitely plead the fifth. I am the one to dress up, blinged out, and it came from Forever 21. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. So guys, I got another question. Okay. Now you got to be truthful with this question. Listen, you can't lie. You can't lie now. Thou shalt not lie.
Let me think about it real quick.
Do you feel as if guys are more committed than females in relationships?
I plead the fifth.
I think it's changed in society now. I tell you what, there's this new thing in our pop culture right now where there's this alpha female coming along. You know, with the Nicki Minaj's and Cardi B's and certain celebrities coming out saying, you know what, I'm allowed to be an alpha female. And you see this alpha male and alpha female kind of teetering for dominance, you know, and so it's not just the man having these side, you know, relationships. You're seeing females saying it's okay to do what they want to do on the side too. You know, I'm not tied down by any man anymore, and you're seeing that trend kind of continue. So it's not like it used to be. I don't think, man. I think it's kind of fair game at the moment.
I feel like he has a point. Like, it's an artist right now called, her name is Megan Thee Stallion, and
Yeah.
I was listening to some of her lyrics, and I don't know if I'm scared to date you. Like you might beat me up. I might call abuse. What do you feel like?
Yeah, I definitely feel like nowadays it's more like an alpha female mentality going around.
Right.
You know, when it comes to, I'm not saying, you know, men don't cheat, but I feel like it's becoming a lot more common in females to just, hey, I want to do my thing. I don't care what everybody thinks anymore. Guys get away with everything, so I'm just gonna live my life. And a lot of people nowadays, you know, I talk to some people and they're like, I'm not married. I'm in a relationship, but I'm not married. So I'm gonna do what I want regardless. And with a lot of females nowadays, like I said, it's just going through so much maybe possible hurt from the past. It's just that I don't care mentality. No one ever cared about my feelings, so I'm not gonna care about anybody else. I'm gonna live my life however I want to, and that's it.
That was a good point you made, man, about females tend to get hurt a lot from men cheating. So now there seems to be a certain trend with they're getting revenge, man. They're not just they're not stepping back going, well, I'm getting cheated on. I'm gonna, you know, they're like, you know what, I'm gonna go out and get mine now. I'm gonna do what I need to do to find good man. And the other thing is, and this is something that goes on. They're trying to better themselves, man. If you're not cutting it, you don't have the job that's providing for their needs. You don't have the car that they're looking for. They don't have the mannerisms of a possible good father. They're upgrading, man. They're not going to stick around for what you're offering. They don't want that, dude.
Not at all.
Hey, listen, I honestly, man, I blame Trina, I blame City Girls, they came in and just changed the mind of a lot of ladies, you know, and it's not starting at the age of 20, 21. It's starting at middle school, high school.
Absolutely.
And you got girls walking around singing these songs, and not only are they singing it, but they're believing in what they're saying and living that lifestyle. And it's really, to me, it's not that lifestyle, because the City Girls, Trina, Tokyo Jets, even though they may say those things to these young ladies, but they're not living that lifestyle every day. So, you know, now you have these individuals that we may want to take potential in dating, and now we can't even get them to realize that we're trying to be committed, we're trying to be faithful, but it's kind of like, you're not giving me that chance.
Right.
You know, because you want to be the typical, what they call city girl.
Yeah, and you know, with that, I think we need to expect more from our male counterparts, because the females, man, they're feeling more empowered. Let them feel more empowered. They've been held down for a long time in a typically oppressive society. So at this point in time, let's expect more from our males out of society, going, you know what, let's step up and let's be more committed in relationships, so these females don't feel like they have to go out and be, you know, promiscuous like we have been for centuries now.
Exactly. I feel like we, you know, because of these certain movements going on, you know, different artists bringing out these different movements, it, you know, it's a good and a bad to it. You know, it's a bad side to it, because some you know, young women out there might take it as, you know, I'm gonna go out here and I'm just gonna let loose and be free. You know what I'm saying? They might take it the wrong way, but the good part about it is, you know, they're holding men up to a certain standard. Yeah. So, you know, hey, you want to be with me, you gotta have yourself together. You gotta have the right job. You gotta have the right credit score. You know, you gotta live in the right neighborhood. I'm no longer messing with people that, you know, is gonna bring me down with them and not elevate me to do better in life. So, you know, it's a good and bad to certain movements that's going on right now.
Absolutely.
Sounded very emotional when he said
I feel
like he's going through something like this.
I feel like he was going, just keeping it real, man.
And he finally got the chance to get it out.
I'm just keeping it real, man.
That works.
All right, since you're keeping it real, what do you feel as if is the perfect date?
The perfect date?
The perfect date. Now, I'm not talking about no 4 for 4 and drop you off at 10 p.m. at night. I'm talking about the perfect date.
Can't say that now, okay.
Whew.
The perfect date. I think the perfect date is all depends on, you know, the person you're taking out. You gotta really get to know that person and know what they like, because there's a lot of women out there that like so many different things. Some women like real romantic dates, and you actually have some girls, you know, that like to go out. Let's go go-karting, let's go paintball, you know what I'm saying? So, or let's just go to a movie, let's just chill at the house, you know, or let's have a picnic, let's go to a park. So, you know, I feel like it all depends on the person you're with. You know, you gotta cater to them, figure out, you know, what person are you, like, who are you? And once you figure out who they are, you know, cater to their needs.
Right.
That'll make it perfect.
How'd you feel like?
Well, I don't think we're talking about first dates, because I don't know about, we're going to exclude first dates from contention, because those are always awkward and interesting. But I'm going to give you an answer, man, that's very interesting about dating, the perfect date. It doesn't matter what you do. You can climb a mountain, you can be at the movies, like you said, you can be putt-putt golf. There's a moment when you're with somebody for a little while, and you have this wonderful date, you have a long time together, where there's like a mutual feeling you have, where you're like, I feel good, I'm safe, you know, I've got you, you got me, you kind of just have this moment together. Did you have that? I know I'm getting a little sappy, man. Hey, man, look,
I don't know if we on the talk shows or you know, Lifetime right now.
I'm going to the View next, but listen, I'm just saying, that moment where you get to have a strong connection, you only get that in these wonderful dates sometimes, and it's a really cool feeling to have, man. But you can move past me, because I just ruined my credibility as a man. So, I mean, I agree with you,
because it's a moment where you really like, you connect with someone. It's not about what you're doing, it's not about where you're at, but it's just the fact that it's a moment where we're getting to know each other, and you both have that feeling, and it's like a warm feeling on the inside. It's like, wow, like we're really here. Like I'm really digging you, and this is real. It's not fake. You know what I'm saying? We're connecting, and it's just a feeling.
You know what that is, man? That's vulnerability, and that's something that men oftentimes try to avoid. But you get in that moment where you just go, I'm vulnerable right now. You got my heart in your hand.
I've had that.
Right. So
that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake by a lot of men, not allowing themselves to be vulnerable.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect date. I I really wasn't expecting y'all to say what y'all said. I was thinking more the gun range, going to get some ice cream on Tuesdays when it's cheap, though, you know. See me, you know, I've been on numerous dates, so, you know, I'm not gonna lie. We all gonna be truthful here, but I mean, like even just going on movie dates sometimes, you know, just that journey to the movies, actually going to the movies, and before the movies you get something to eat, and y'all just talking about things that you've done, and you've accomplished, and things she's done and she's accomplished, and it's kind of like, man, we're similar, you know, and it's kind of like, it's hard sometimes to meet that person that actually matches you. You know, I'm not saying that every girl's gonna match you, but when you find a particular one that she matches you, she doesn't want to be a city girl, and she just want to be herself, it's kind of like, you're mine. Like, I gotta keep you, and I'm gonna find a way to keep you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I asked him a lot of first questions. We gonna go to you this time, because this lifetime, we gonna call him Lifetime right now. So what do you feel like hooking up means when you say you want to hook up with someone? What does that mean to you?
Hooking up, from my definition, from being in school and being in my 20s, has always meant your sex. And so when somebody says they're hooking up, man, that means it's the full deal. Whatever in the package is.
It's a shabab.
Yeah, there's no tiptoeing around it, man. If somebody says they're hooking up, you're like, all right, I know what you're doing. So you don't need details or anything, man.
You tell her straight up, Netflix and chill. Netflix.
That's it. Well, you know, sometimes people sugarcoat it. You know, oh, we're just hooking up. Man, hooking up could be anything in between, you know, whatever. So, you know, I think it's the full spectrum. So I don't know if you guys got any different perspectives, but I mean, that's about us.
I'm hooking up with me. You know, and she say, when we gonna hook up? I'm like, okay, I gotta drop my brother off at school at 2. I know I can get 30 minutes in. I'm there. You ain't gotta ask me twice. And I'm almost gonna eat. You heard me saying the song, pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank, all in. Yeah, hey, I'm pulling up. What do you feel like?
Nah, which version do you want to hook it up? You want early 2000s?
That's
2019 version? Nah, I mean, I feel like back in the day, hooking up had, you know, a lot of different meanings depending on, like, you know, what demographic you was talking about, you know what I'm saying? So basically now I feel like most people, almost everybody, it's, you know, hey, we're hooking up. Oh, you guys are having sex. Just plain and simple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it could have been a lot of things. We're having sex, we're talking, or, you know what I'm saying?
Hanging out.
Well, I feel like mom was more strict back then, because the way my mom was telling her story, ain't no hooking up. Well, she couldn't even step outside the porch. You know, so.
I don't know, back in the day, you know, our parents would be like, oh, I ain't do this, but took a couple videos, and
Uncle Luke.
I forget about Uncle Luke now. But yeah, I say nowadays hooking up, it really, the main meaning of hooking up is, you know, hey, you know, me and this person are having sex, having sexual relations. So, you know, it's not really oh, they're hooking up, it means, oh, they're hanging out, or let's hook up later, and, you know, no, it's let's hook up, or you come into my house and we do what you do.
Right? Not do what you do.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what do what it do means we're gonna get it done. That's what it means, we gonna get it done.
Make it happen. Common goal.
So since we're gonna do what it do, I'm gonna ask you this one.
Okay.
What do you feel as if is the biggest turn off to you? And when I say turn off, it's more like a deal breaker. Like you see her and she looking good, but something just, oh no, Jesus, Lord save me now.
Okay, I got this one. Biggest turn off. Basically, a woman that just has no goals. For me, personally, just someone who has no goals, no ambition, no drive. Because my freshman year in college, I met somebody, and you know, I was taking things serious, you know, and I guess to her it was a shock when I started asking her about her grades, where she wants to be, you know, what she's doing to get where she wants to be, you know, and she looked at me like she was shocked. She was like, "What?" I wasn't expecting these type of questions. She was asked, you know, pretty sure she was expecting some simple questions. What's your favorite color? What do you like to do on Saturdays? You know, but now, you know, I'm serious. You know, at this point in my life, you know, I don't have time to play games with somebody. You know, I don't have time to. Oh, you know, what's your favorite shape? Try again. Like no, you know, I want somebody that's gonna match my ambition. You know what I'm saying?
So pretty much motivate you.
Yeah, I understand if you're not where you want to be right now. I'm not where I want to be. But if we both are motivating each other to push ourselves to be where we want to be in life, and you know it's somewhere that's up there and not, you know, being stagnant, staying where you're at, then I'm down for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm
I
with
feel
it.
like, see, I thought he was gonna say something totally different.
Okay.
I thought he was gonna go like my body part or something, because I was gonna say my biggest turn off is when I see a beautiful girl, like she looks beautiful,
I already know he's gonna
and
say.
then I look down at them feet. Woo! My feet are like my feet.
Well, she going through the struggle, man.
Yeah.
There ain't no struggle.
Well, she going through the struggle. She having a hard time.
Listen, if you can buy Gucci, you can buy Louis, if you can go, if I see you in the town center and you coming out with bags, I know you getting feet done.
That's a little different.
I ain't saying they gotta be all painted, this gotta be looking nice. You know, I can't stand to see, my mom always told me if she got dirty feet, the house dirty. So,
You're right.
you feel me? So I feel as if you can't take care of your feet, I know your house got roaches or something. I know it got.
If the hygiene ain't right, you ain't right. That's all it is for.
Well, my turn, man. I don't necessarily look at the feet, but I'll tell you this, man. If it's a first impression, I'll look at materialistic things because I don't want a female who's more worried about her looks or you know her house or her car more than me. You know what I'm saying? Or the relationship itself. The other thing is main confidence. I know a lot of I think women sometimes think that a lot of men want a vulnerable woman, and that's not necessarily the case sometimes, man. I want somebody who's confident and out there with goals and ambitions and things and takes care of her feet, you know what I'm saying? I want somebody who...
Yeah, I mean, my answer seems so bad. Okay, hold on, we're gonna redo this. I got a better statement to make. When I look for somebody, they gotta be, like you said, ambitious. And they gotta be more like, I like outgoing girls. Now, when I say outgoing, I'm not talking about like the club or anything like that, but more like they like to travel,
Absolutely.
Explore different things, do different things. Not the same thing every Tuesday. We're going to the movies, not doing anything different. Or, you know, like every Sunday we're going to get ice cream. Well, I want something different than ice cream. Let's get some chicken or something, some crabs or something like that. I eat ice cream for 3 months straight on a Sunday.
Exactly.
So, but I just like doing different things, and if she can do it, and she likes to do it, it makes me happy, man. Like, I really enjoy doing stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
So, what are your 5 top components to make a healthy relationship? 5. I need 5 top.
5?
5 top.
All right.
Not 20.
Can we combine her? Can we combine to make 5? Let's do that. Let's combine to make 5.
Read the question again so I really analyze.
All right, here we go. What are your 5 top components to a healthy relationship? To make a healthy relationship. Okay, give it 5. I know my hand said 10 right now.
I know,
I'm
it is.
saying 5. I got 5 favorites, so we can. Oh, each 10.
I'm gonna give you the first one, but I think it's respect. I think it's number 1. But be either for yourself or for the other person. If there's no respect, then you're out, man. It's a loss of words. And like I said at the beginning, she's gonna want to upgrade to a man who's gonna provide, and you're gonna want to upgrade to a woman who's gonna provide as well or nurture you know kids or be there for you. So you're gonna want those things. So you have to have mutual respect for each other. So that's my first one. So
I agree definitely with the respect. I just what's the word I'm looking for? Compromise.
oh yeah, that's
In a
good.
relationship, you have to be able to compromise. It can't just be my way or the highway. That's a big thing in relationships
Absolutely.
that relationships end on because some people are just so stuck in their ways. They're just like, if things don't go my way, then it's never gonna work out. And I'm always gonna be bitter. I'm always gonna be angry towards you. I'm gonna treat you wrong, treat you like crap. So if there's no compromise on both sides, there's no relationship.
I think the third one, to me, it would be communication. In all forms of communication, even if it's, hey, I'm about to hang out with the boys, and it's not because she want to know everything. It's sometimes, like my mom does it, she just want to check on me, make sure I'm okay, make sure I'm in a safe environment, make sure I'm not nowhere I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because times are different, things are changing, and the bullet has no name.
Plus, body language alone, man. Just body and facial expressions can show a lot. Just so how a person stands, you can tell when she's angry, or you can tell when she's excited to see you, and she can tell when you're angry and pissed off. When you want to try to communicate the best you can, the similar feelings. And then I think with the communication, I'm gonna put this like 3A is listening. Taking the time to pay attention to what she's trying to say and talk to you, because a lot of times as males we get credited for not doing that. So when we can take the time to listen to what she's saying and she says, I want this out of a relationship, and give that to her. Like you said, the compromise thing. So so what do we have? 4 now?
Yeah, it's number 5. We're gonna leave it up to you, big man. Number 5.
Number 5, so we got compromise,
Respect, communication, listening.
Listen,
And then what do you want, man?
we leave it up to you.
Whew. Number 5. Ooh. Would you consider understanding and compromise the same thing? No, I wouldn't consider it the same thing.
You know, better yet, loyalty.
Yeah, I was gonna say trust or loyalty.
You gotta have trust or loyalty. You gotta have it, you know, especially with dealing with someone. You know, you can't automatically think coming in, especially, you know, you get their past, they tell you about their past, and all of a sudden your mind just get to one to, well, if she did it to him, she gonna do it to me. You can't think like that. Because once you start to think like that, the relationship, not even a relationship, you as a person start to act different towards her because you feel as if she's gonna do it.
Yeah,
and all in all, when you end up finding out, you end up breaking up. She never was doing anything from the beginning because sometimes people want to change, and people want to change for the better. Yeah. But if you don't allow them to do it, and you're always nagging at them, and y'all break up, and you find out like she was never doing anything, now you feel bad. You know, like I don't know, something good. Definitely. Now you back from start one. You know, you gotta find a girl that you wanna like, you know, date, talk to, or whatever the case may be. No, you have one from the beginning.
The thing is too, if she's gonna cheat, she's gonna cheat. And she's already made up her mind. She's gonna do what she's gonna do. So at that point, just let it go, man. You don't need to be searching and trying to dig up information. You're not a detective, man. Just let it be. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? It's done. She's gonna cheat. She's gonna cheat. And so you don't have to stress yourself out with that relationship. And plus, human beings are more complex than you think, man. Sometimes they might have a rough past, but they might have changed their ways or been taught something different. And people change every day, and they can adjust their habits to be a better person. So you can be patient with them, you know, and give them time to grow. So
mentally, if you're not ready to, you know, not hold someone's past against them, you shouldn't be in a relationship.
Absolutely,
because you know, if you're still holding someone's past against them in a relationship, you're gonna be doing things that you don't even notice you do. You're gonna be saying little slick remarks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna push them away, and that's just gonna drive the relationship down in a hole. So, you know, mentally, you have to ask yourself, like, am I really ready for this? Before you make that commitment to that person. Once they decide to tell you, you know, the wholehearted truth about their past and what they've done, you know, you make that decision. Am I mentally ready for this or not?
The thing is, everybody comes with baggage. You know what I'm saying? Everybody comes with some type of baggage, and you come with baggage. So you got to be willing to say, you know what, I'm not a perfect individual as well. You're a human just like everybody else.
So all right, bro. Are you smiling? We can't be smiling. We gotta take it serious. Be serious.
I'm happy about life, man.
But check me out. Do you feel as if abstinence is still a thing in this day and age? He already know he about to lie. Boy.
It can be.
It can be. It's not. It's definitely not as common as it used to be.
No.
It is. I have, you know, met some females, you know, where they are holding out. I've even met some females that are holding out for marriage, you know, and it's respectable. I respect it. You know, it's your decision. It's your body. It's your body. You know, but like it's really not as common as it used to be. You know.
I'm gonna say it's actually kind of hard. I tried it one time, and so I was late. I failed. It's just because like it be the clothing they be wearing, and it's kind of like you just get that visual look, and you be praying in your head like, Lord, just let me look the other way. And then she just always gotta find a way to walk in front of you. Now you just gotta keep looking, and it's hard, man. It's really hard.
I think, since this is from the male perspective, I think it's very difficult to ask men to try to be abstinent in today's society because there's so much temptation out there. And I know that you hear the argument like, should women be dress coded in schools and things? It's not about. It's very difficult, man. When you see people in the workforce or when you're a kid in school, you see that temptation. How do you handle that, man? And then you pop culture throwing it in your face all day, and then you know. You can go online, look whatever you want to look at, man. And back in the day when I was a kid, you couldn't do that kind of stuff, man. You had to get the magazine or whatever.
It's hard because, like, especially with clothing, I was like, clothing getting to the point where there's no clothing. You gonna shop for
less and less.
So I was going to school naked.
Especially when it comes to where you're living at. Like, we live in Florida, you know.
Right.
It's blazing outside.
Yeah.
People are barely wearing anything.
Yeah,
you go to the beach. And almost, you know, everybody got a thong on. You know, it's crazy. So, you know, it's not to say it's the woman's fault. Wear what you want to wear, ladies. You know, look good. You want to look good for yourself. You know, that's all that matters. You want to look good for yourself. It's just, you know, we have primal urges. It's hard for us. more than it may be for mostly females. Now, some females, they'll tell you straight up, I can't do that. I need me some. But I'll say for males versus females, I'll say it's a lot harder for males to be abstinent, especially when you're dealing with somebody and they didn't already gave you something good, and now they're talking about, oh no, I think we should hold off. What? You're gonna give me that and take it away from me now? Nah, that's not gonna work out. It's hard. So if you're ever thinking about, I might go abstinent, don't give the cookie, and then take the cookie away. It's not gonna work out.
Because we do like cookies, milk,
Cookie monster.
I think it's tough. It's I guess you are the cookie monster, but I think it's tough to ask that of men. I think we gotta expect more from males, but at the same time, if you're choosing, not to be abstinent, just be careful, man, because and this will probably lead up to another question, I guess, later on, but you don't want to end up with some unintended consequences, whether that's a STD or something like that, or pregnancy. Wrap it up, man. Be careful. To all my gentlemen out there, if you're gonna do those things, man, just be careful with what you're doing, with who you're doing it with. You know who the good girls are. You know who's been around the block a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to be messing around with them just to get yours for a second. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful of your body too. You're a man too. This is your body too. Take care of it.
By him saying, being around the block, that just means that somebody done had her, and somebody else done had her, and somebody else. It's like falling dominoes, man. But I also want to ask you guys, do you feel as if you should be selfish, or is selfish being bad in every relationship?
No. You should try to be as selfless as possible, but you need to be selfish. You got one life to live, and you should expect the most from the relationship in your life, especially since, let's say you find somebody, you're not 30 years old, you still got to spend 50 to 60 years with that individual at some point in time. You're looking for the right person. If she's not the one, don't waste your time with that. Be selfish. If she's not providing for what you need in life, and she's not meeting what your expectations are, you need to unfortunately let go and move on. Just like she's going to do the same to you. It's you're kind of like a player in the NBA or football, man. If the team's not doing the work for you, you get to leave. I mean, they're going to cut you anyway. Try to do anyway. Show me.
To be honest, I actually dealt with a situation like that, man. And
sure.
At first it was hard. I was like, man, look, we meet mentally. Like, don't get me wrong, right. Mentally was there, man. The conversation was great. The physical part, like, I was thinking about 30 years from now, 20 years from now, man. Like, we can't just keep doing the same peck every time,
Well, that's on a lot of guys' minds. Is how can I keep up with the same girl or the same woman for all this time? And that's a maturity thing. It just comes with age, man. When I was in my younger 20s, I was like, I'm not gonna get tied down. What the hell am I gonna wait tied down for? I'm young 20s. As you get older, you start to realize how important it is to have somebody there with you and have somebody for you. Because then that physical stuff that you're talking about, yeah, it's important, but it doesn't become as much an issue as when you're a young teenager or in your young 20s and things of that nature. And it's tough, man.
Yeah, I'll definitely say, depending on what it is, I feel like at a certain point that everybody's allowed to be selfish in a relationship. Certain things you can't be selfish about.
Absolutely.
But then there are those different factors that, as a person, as an individual, looking out for yourself, you're allowed to be selfish with. Trying to think about what you guys were saying earlier. Just off what he was saying, having that mental connection with somebody, but then physically it's just not there. At the end of the day, we're all adults. I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly think having your sexual relations in a relationship is extremely important at the end of the day. So if it may not be even the sexual part, maybe mental. Something's great in a relationship, but then something's not perfect at all. It's complete trash. And I'll just be honest with you, it's complete trash. So you work on it and you keep working on it, but you just realize that person, that specific thing in the relationship isn't going to change, no matter. So sometimes it's best for you to part ways, and the other person may not like it. They may not see that as a big deal, but to you, you're like, I I don't think I could deal with that for the rest of my life. Honestly,
I think if you reverse it too, sometimes a lot of guys will do this. I know I'm guilty of it myself. Is they'll get involved in a relationship because physically it's going well. She's attractive. You're young. It's going, but then you realize there's no mental. There's no connection. You have nothing in common. But you stick with it because you're getting what you need to get when you're a young 20-year-old. And so you get stuck in these relationships. And next thing you know, it's been a year, and you're supposed to be committed to this person, and you're not really involved. If that's the case, you need to end that, or try to distance yourself as much from those relationships as you can. If it's going to be a physical thing, don't drag it out for longer than it needs to be, because you know automatically you don't have the connection. So let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys fall in that trap.
I think that's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us are guilty
Absolutely.
of it.
Yeah.
But the first thing you see is the face.
We're only
The
humans,
physical,
man.
it's
We're
pretty
only
much the
humans.
physical appearance. So it's kind of like, I gotta have it.
Absolutely.
And you get it, and it's kind of like, I gotta lose it. I gotta give it away. I gotta put it back on railway. I can't afford it right now. So it's kind of like, you get yourself in a situation that you're pretty much not prepared.
Absolutely, man.
And it's all based on the physical appearance.
That's
man.
true.
yeah, definitely.
So, last question.
All right.
Ready? Drum roll. What roles do you feel as guys play in unintended pregnancies?
I'm gonna hit this one up first for a second.
AKA Lifetime. Remember that. His name is Lifetime. You're gonna call him
Ladies and
Lifetime.
gentlemen, Lifetime.
I'm dealing
Channel
with
18 on Comcast.
Welcome to the View. Listen, I'm in my current situation. I'm dealing with my girlfriend has a daughter, 6 years old, and that's not even my intended pregnancy. That was an intended pregnancy at some point in time. And you have the obligation, if it's your child, to be there. Now, you don't have to be in the relationship with the woman. If you guys know you're not going to work out, don't force something that's not going to be there. But don't be absent in a child's life either. If you need to pay some child support, man up and pay the child support. If you need to be there and pick up the daughter or son from practice, then do that. But don't shy away from responsibility. Because you at some point in time decided, I'm going to do this action and have sex. You have to then decide, I'm going to deal with the consequences of it. There is no such thing as a part-time father. I don't believe in that, man. You father 100% through. And unfortunately, we see a lot of times in our society where, hey, it happened, it's not my fault, it's her problem. That's not okay. You don't have to date the woman because love is a different thing. But you're that child's father. It's at that point, at the end of the day, so you got to be there.
And I feel like a lot of times, right now in the society that we're in right now, I've been seeing, not saying that, just the thing that I've seen a lot of fathers that try to play that father role now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But nowadays, it seems like you said, the women are trying to become more alpha and they're not allowing the dad to do his job. And then instead of uplifting him, even though y'all may not be together, but you bash talk and you talk bad about him to your friends and saying he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. But realistically, he is doing that.
Right.
And, but it's kind of like you want somebody else to look at him in a different aspect.
Yeah.
The same way you look at him, you want everybody else to look at him, but he's doing his job.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as being a father in an unintended pregnancy, at the end of the day, you made a decision. From the moment, you saw that person and you said to yourself, I want to have sex with this person, and you decided to not protect yourself properly, that moment you decided you were going to be a father. And that responsibility came upon you. And you should follow through with that responsibility. There's no question about it. There's no should I, it doesn't matter, I can just keep it moving, she got it. No. At the end of the day, that's completely wrong. You're not going to leave another human being in charge of something that you also had something to do with.
Right. And then, go ahead.
She made her decision also. The person made a decision. Y'all are both adults. So own up to both your decisions. Be that father. Be somebody for someone that's about to be in this world that someone else may not have had. So, you see kids every day that don't have their father in their life, and it affects them greatly. You know what I'm saying? You might see them in the outside, they're all happy, but when they get home, they don't know life. They're confused, they're lost, they're angry, they're sad, and that might turn them into somebody that they weren't intended to be. It might turn them into a killer, it might turn them into someone who's out here robbing people, just following the wrong path. So, what I'm saying, just not for the sake of just for your yourself mentally, like just to be okay with yourself, but just for the sake of someone else's future and the future of others, because you never know how you not being in that one person's life may affect so many others.
Yeah, so pretty much, everybody can't be Drake. You can't hide your kid from the world. You gotta have responsibility. You gotta take care of your child. If you want to lay down what we want to lay down with, be on safe. You can be whoever it can be, but just know when you do those things unprotected, there's consequences that come with it, man. And, not saying that the baby is a consequence, but it's just, it's a consequence when your pockets ain't right. Because we only last so long.
But don't be afraid, man. I think a lot of guys, man, they get that, I'm late text or something, and the fear so sad. Listen, a child will change your life, but it doesn't mean it's going to end your life. At the end of the day, you got a long life to live, man, and things are going to change and happen for you. Breathe, settle down, handle what you need to handle, be a father. It'll be fine, man. Everything's gonna be okay. At the end of the day, it's a child who's gonna love you no matter what, because you're their father. Unless you completely abandon the child, which you shouldn't be, because we talk about responsibility. Then don't worry. But I'm so sick of seeing single moms in our society having to handle all this because fathers don't want to step up to the role of taking care of their child. So I think you're absolutely right, man. Don't hide your kids.
Hide your kids.
So there you go.
Hide your kids, hide the wives. And that's it.
Okay, that's not it. Remember what I said about the questions? That wasn't the question. Y'all took it a different. Your role in preventing unintended pregnancies, not if she gets pregnant.
All right, guys.
All right.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
Let me get a drum. What roles do guys or men play when it comes to unintended pregnancies, man? Y'all got answers.
Preventing that?
Preventing pregnancy. Woo!
Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
Yeah, he excited about this one.
Making that decision is an unintended pregnancy. Of course, no one wants to unintentionally, have a child. Of course, you want it to be your decision that you make. The simple thing, you're gonna wear a condom. Make sure the condom is, properly secured. Make sure it doesn't have any holes in it.
Secure it bad.
Definitely make sure it's the right size.
No lifestyle.
Bring your own. Sometimes, if you feel like you can't trust the person you're about to have sexual relations with, bring your own protection.
Well,
especially if you have a status.
I feel like if you can't trust them, you shouldn't be doing that.
But some people don't care. Some people don't care. They're just like, shoot, I'm just here to get in and get out.
Look, everything that feels good ain't good for you.
Yep, definitely.
Well, I'm going to say something that's probably unpopular. So here we go.
Don't have sex.
Well, you know what, man? It's you're 15 minutes, whatever, 30 minutes of pleasure. It could end up being a lifetime of commitment to something that you did was unintended. Can you sacrifice that moment? I know that's probably the unpopular part, but you got to at some point talk to yourself in your mind and go, hey, is this really somebody that if something happens, and I'll just personal experience, if I'm going to have a relationship with somebody sexually and it's maybe we're not committed or anything, I ask myself, if she got pregnant, can I see myself dating this woman? Because if not, I probably don't want to have sex with her, because then at that point in time, she has a child, then I'm with somebody who I don't want to be with, I gotta have to deal with, and so, wrap it up. Number one, there's nothing wrong with that.
We don't call it security bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Security bag.
Ask her questions, man. It's not inappropriate. Say, hey, what steps do you take? Birth control, things like that. You should be comfortable enough to talk at that point. Hopefully, that you're asking questions that what's going on in your life and whatnot, so you know what's going on. And then like I said, make sure you bring your own condoms as well, because if you have a high status, man, some women will take advantage of that. They'll do those tricks and put them up their sleeve, So just be careful with how you're doing things.
Definitely,
just be careful.
But definitely want to know to bring your own condom, man. Check the expiration date, man. Look at the condom, man. You gotta look at it, man. Make sure there are no holes in it, or even just leave it in the car for so long. I don't know why we feel like we need to tend to leave condoms in the car, like the heat don't come through the car.
Don't put it in your wallet. And
you gotta
get it.
Fresh condoms.
So you gotta start doing that. Stop doing that. Stop
putting
putting
fresh condoms, because at any point in time it can pop, man. I'm telling you. And as good as it felt when it started, she's gonna ask, why you crying? And baby, I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready to be a father. You gotta take care of your condoms, man. Take care of it.
I might get on this, a little bit of a, I don't know if I can get on this note, but if you're in the middle of intercourse and whatnot, and it comes off and whatnot, don't continue. Put another one on. I know it's unpopular. I know it's not fun to say, but stop what you're doing. Do it right. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's gonna just get out of here.
I think the biggest issue is, like, I'm guilty of it. I think we don't think as young men when we're getting ready to have sex, okay, she's gonna be my, you know, if I get her pregnant, will she be, you know, my future wife or whatever? The first thing I'm thinking is, okay, I gotta make sure I hit every angle. I gotta make sure I hit every angle the correct way, because I don't want to go back to her friends talking about, girl, let me tell you about him, how he gonna hit right.
Exactly. So that's why we gotta teach you, man. These young males, we gotta teach you.
Ladies, we know y'all talk. We know.
Girl talk.
We know. So we gotta make sure everything is right. So, you know, sometimes, you know, especially being younger guys, we're not in the best mindset. Oh, you know, I'm gonna sit here. We're thinking like, ooh, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna make this the perfect thing? You know what I'm saying? I want to be, you know, King Kong in here. Ain't nobody messing with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's also a part of the female also, you know, saying to make sure the guy has the proper protection. And, you know, to think about it, like, you know, is this someone I can see myself being with? Is someone I can see long term? If I have a child, for me, it's going to be the person I'm married with. And we're not getting divorced. We're going to be together forever. We're working everything out. You know, I'm not going to put my child in a single parent home. You know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If things don't work out, just don't work out. Have the best interest for the child. But, you know, me personally, if I'm going to have sexual relations with somebody, I need to make sure that, you know, it's someone I can see myself possibly having a child with. And if not, use those proper precautions. Even if it is, if you're not ready for a child, always use those proper precautions.
Absolutely.
Remember, you got the average time to think about this is 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds before you say, oh, are you scared? So just, you got 5 seconds to be thinking before you start, man.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Get Yourself Tested campaign. The GYT Get Yourself Tested campaign is a youthful empowerment social movement to encourage young people to get tested and treated as needed for STDs and HIV.
This concludes this episode of Speak On It. Special thanks to all the panelists. Special thanks to Bogle Photography, also Shop Talk Inc., and of course, the Florida Department of Health in Duval County Peer Education for the Soul program. Once again, I'm your host, That Boy DJ. See you all next time.